गुड इवनिंग। तो पिछले वाले सेशन तक खत्म करते करते हमने सारे के सारे ट्रू और फॉल्स खत्म कर लिए थे। हम लोग डिस्कस कर रहे थे कि आखिर टेक्निकल लैंग्वेज को कैसे उपयोग में लाया जाए, कैसे उसे इंप्रूव किया जाए। आज हम डिस्कशन करेंगे ऑफ द शॉर्ट नोट्स रिलेटेड टू चैप्टर नंबर 2, और अगर समय ने सच में परमिट कर दिया तो हम लोग रेक्टिफिकेशन ऑफ एरर्स भी आज स्टार्ट कर देंगे। तो आ जाते हैं हम लोग सबसे पहले यूनिट 1 के शॉर्ट नोट या फिर शॉर्ट आंसर्स की तरफ। सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन है, राइट अ शॉर्ट नोट ऑन क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ अकाउंट्स। याद रखिए, इसमें इन्होंने ये स्पेसिफाई नहीं किया है कि आपको ट्रेडिशनल अप्रोच से क्लासिफाई करना है या फिर मॉडर्न अप्रोच से। तो इस केस में हमें दोनों तरह से लिखना पड़ेगा, पर सबके लिए एक एक लाइन लिख के छोड़ देना काफी रहेगा। तो राइट डाउन, the accounts are primarily classified as per the traditional approach or according to the modern approach, next line, under traditional approach those are classified as A, personal accounts, below that A, personal accounts, next line, it includes the accounts related to individuals, artificial person, into bracket, a person created under a law, and representative personal accounts. नहीं बेटा जी, कल कोई टेस्ट नहीं है। नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, बी, impersonal accounts, under that it includes the real accounts, that is the account related to things owned by the business, Next line. Also the nominal accounts, also the nominal accounts, that is the accounts related to incomes, the accounts related to incomes, expenses, the accounts related to incomes, expenses, losses and gains, losses and gains. Keep a line blank. The modern approach divides the accounts, the modern approach divides the accounts into A, income accounts, comma, that is the revenues generated by the business, that is the revenues generated by the business, B, expense accounts, B, expense accounts, for the amounts spent, comma, for the amounts spent to earn the revenues, for the amount spent to earn the revenues, C, asset accounts, asset accounts, comma, for the ownerships of the business, for the ownership of the business, D, liability accounts, D, liability accounts, for the amounts payable by the business, for the amounts payable by the business, and E, capital account, for amount invested by the owner into the business, for amount invested by the owner into the business. That's it. तो इतना आपका आंसर बन जाएगा फॉर द टाइप्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स, क्योंकि स्पेसिफिकली कौन से अप्रोच से आपको डिवाइड करना है ये स्पेसिफाइड नहीं था, राइट? यही अगर कोई स्पेसिफिक अप्रोच के बारे में पूछा होता तो आई वुड हैव रिटन द एग्जांपल्स फॉर द रिस्पेक्टिव टाइप्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स एज वेल, राइट? डिस्टिंग्विश बिटवीन रियल एंड नॉमिनल अकाउंट, बड़ा ही फड़तू सा सवाल. रियल अकाउंट रिलेट्स टू व्हाट बिजनेस ओन्स एंड नॉमिनल अकाउंट रिलेट्स टू व्हाट आर द इनकम्स एंड एक्सपेंसेस. दैट इज द ओनली पॉइंट ऑफ डिस्टिंक्शन दैट यू कैन राइट डाउन. रियल अकाउंट्स relate to the ownerships of the business. Real account relates to the ownerships of the business that is building, मशीनरी, ये श्योरली कुछ भी पूछ सकते हैं, मशीनरी, व्हीकल्स, कैश, इन्वेंट्रीज, एटसेट्रा. Next line. The nominal accounts, however, include the accounts related to the incomes and gains, or expenses and losses of the business, One more point that you can add, the nominal account generally relates to revenue items of the business, whereas the real account relates to capital items in case of fixed assets. Right? Next one, what do you mean by the principal books of accounts? Principal books, the books which are prepared and required for assessing, for checking the balances of the accounts or not. The principal books of accounts are the ones from which the information related to any of the account can be identified. Next point. Ledger is one of the principal books. Ledger is called as the principal books. Ledger is the principal books. Full stop. It includes various accounts. Maintained by the business. All the transactions yes, Dhruv, that also can be the point. Yeah. All the transactions recorded in the journal are posted to the ledger. All the transactions recorded in the journal are posted to the ledger, that is the principal book. A ledger can be divided into a ledger can be divided into sales ledger that contains all the debtors accounts, purchase ledger containing all the creditors accounts, purchase ledger containing all the creditors accounts, and general ledgers containing all the other accounts. All these questions which we have been discussing are going to come in the examination for approximately 2 to 5 marks. Some questions for 2 marks, some questions for 3 marks, 4 marks, 5 marks, something like that. Okay? What are the rules of posting of journal entries into the ledger? बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन है. देखो, आता तो सबको है, हर किसी को आता है कि जर्नल से लेजर में पोस्टिंग कैसे करते हैं. लिखना बड़ा मुश्किल है इन द वर्बेटिम. राइट डाउन each transaction recorded in the journal, each transaction recorded in the journal is posted to the ledger separately. Is posted to the ledger separately. We go to the debit side. Next point. We go to the debit side of the account debited in the entry. We go to the debit side of the account debited in the entry and write the cross reference of the account credited. Write the cross reference of the account credited. Next point. Similarly, we go to the account credited. We go to the account credited and write the reference of the account debited. The account debited. Next point. Traditionally, while giving the effect on the debit side, we start with the word to, and while writing on the credit side, we start it with by. We start it with by. Is the point right? The next question. What is a trial balance and how is it prepared? Under that, first bullet. A trial balance is a point statement prepared as on A trial balance is a point statement prepared as on a particular date. Prepared as on a particular date. Next point. The trial balance is also called as a summary of all the ledger account balances prepared by the business. Next point. The ledger accounts which have debit balance are shown in the debit column of the trial balance that is the balances related to assets and expenses. The balances related to assets and expenses. Next point. The ledgers having credit balances are shown in the credit column of the trial balance. That is income, liability and capital accounts. Income, liability and capital accounts. Is it right? क्योंकि इसमें इन्होंने ये नहीं पूछा कि आप ट्रायल बैलेंस क्यों बनाते हो, इन्होंने सिंपली क्या पूछा था, व्हाट इज अ ट्रायल बैलेंस एंड हाउ इज इट प्रिपेयर्ड. सो वी हैव सिंपली गिवन द आंसर टू दैट. Now the next question, explain the objectives of preparation of trial balance. Why do you prepare trial balance is the question, right? And now, trial balance is a summary statement. Trial balance is a summary statement trial balance is a summary statement, comma, including all the ledger account balances, Next point. The trial balance is prepared. To assess the arithmetic accuracy the arithmetic accuracy of the ledger account balances of the ledger account balances. Next point. The trial balance provides all the information to prepare the financial statements of the business. Right? Even if the trial balance agrees, some errors may remain. Do you agree and explain? Of course, the given statement is true or not. भले ही आपका ट्रायल बैलेंस टैलीड हो, भले ही आपके ट्रायल बैलेंस का डेबिट टोटल क्रेडिट टोटल के साथ मैच हो रहा है, फिर भी हो सकता है कि आपके बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स में एरर हो. यस और नो? राइट डाउन. अ ट्रायल बैलेंस being tallied only proves the arithmetic accuracy बिल्कुल करेक्ट मिस्टर भलगट. The arithmetic accuracy of the books of accounts, comma, however it does not prove that there are no errors in the books of accounts. There are no errors in the books of accounts. Next point. Even in case of a tallied trial balance, following errors may be identified. In the books of accounts. And that A, complete omission, that is, when the transaction is not recorded in the books at all. When the transaction is not recorded in the books at all. Next, recording a transaction with wrong account. Or posting to a wrong account with the correct side. Comma, as it is a two-sided error. as it is a two-sided error. I don't know Ajay yet. Let me complete the theory questions first. Next, compensating errors. Compensating errors, comma, as these errors cancel the wrong effect of each other, as these errors cancel the wrong effect of each other, and as a result, the trial balance agrees. As a result, the trial balance agrees. Is it right? Which subsidiary books are normally used in the business? Next point, under that write down. In case of a manufacturer or a trader, in case of a manufacturer or a trader, dealing with the goods, following subsidiary books may be prepared. Following subsidiary books may be prepared. And that A, purchase book, comma, to record credit purchase of goods. B, sales book, comma, to record credit sales of goods. C, purchase return book, comma, also called as return outward book, to record the return of goods to supplier. Next, sales return book, comma, also identified as return inward book, comma, to record return of goods sold, Next one, cash book, to record all the cash and bank related transactions. Next point. In some cases, we may also prepare In some cases, we may also prepare the bills receivable book, or the bills payable book, Is it right? So these are the various subsidiary books that we generally prepare. What are the advantages of subsidiary book? In fact, I have picked it from the ICAI module itself. It brings convenience, it avoids duplication of work, it brings the division of work. ये सारे इसके benefits हैं. So the same thing is what we are going to write. Number one, division of work. The accounting work may be divided between the different personnel Next, specialization and efficiency. As the same persons will be doing the similar work on the repeated basis, the personnel would specialize and get more efficiency on the job. Next, saving on time. As multiple people will be involved, how it can be divided by using subsidiary book? बेटा परचेज बुक को मेंटेन करने के लिए डिफरेंट पर्सन को रख सकते हैं हम लोग, सेल्स बुक को मेंटेन करने के लिए डिफरेंट बंदा. तो डिवीजन ऑफ वर्क कैन बी डन और नॉट. सेविंग इन टाइम. As different personnel will be doing the accounting work together, the overall time can get saved. Next point, availability of information. The different transactions are recorded in different books. Which makes the information readily available. Ease in verification. It becomes more accessible information it becomes more accessible information. Therefore, the verification of information is also easier. Therefore, the verification of information is also easier. Right? तो ये सारे पॉइंट्स थे जिसको हमने एलाबोरेट किया. ये आईसीआई के मॉड्यूल में से उठाए हुए मैंने पॉइंट्स, क्योंकि वही सिमिलर और मोर करेक्ट पॉइंट्स हैं, इसलिए वो ज्यादा बेटर ऑप्शन है. इज द कैश बुक अ सब्सिडियरी बुक और अ प्रिंसिपल बुक? एक्सप्लेन. आंसर इज इट इज बोथ. यस और नो? A cash book is the part of subsidiary book as well as ledger, that is principal book, is the part of subsidiary book as well as ledger, that is the principal book. No issues beta, we'll try to match your speed. आज क्या है ना, सामने मेरे 2-4 बंदे बैठे हैं और वो मेरी स्पीड मैच किए जा रहे हैं, तो मुझे लग रहा है कि आप भी मैच कर रहे हो. राइट? वैसे भी लेक्चर खत्म होने के बाद में मैच ही देखने जाना है हमको, है ना? चलिए लिखिए. हाँ, क्या लिखा आपने? इज अ पार्ट ऑफ सब्सिडियरी बुक एज वेल एज लेजर, दैट इज द प्रिंसिपल बुक. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. All cash and bank related transactions, all cash and bank related transactions are first recorded in the cash book, which means it is a subsidiary book, which means it is a subsidiary book. Next point. Once we record the transactions in our cash book, once we record the transactions in our cash book, we do not prepare a separate cash or bank account. We do not prepare a separate cash or bank account, comma, as the cash column balance represents cash account balance, as the cash column balance represents the cash account balance, and the bank column balance represents balance on account of bank, represents balance on account of bank. Therefore, the cash book becomes part of ledger as well. Therefore, the cash book becomes the part of ledger as well. Is it right? Next one. What are the various kinds of cash books? 3 तरह के कैश बुक अगर आपको याद होगा तो, सिंगल कॉलम कैश बुक, डबल कॉलम कैश बुक एंड ट्रिपल कॉलम कैश बुक. Correct or not? The cash book of a business, the cash book of a business can be prepared the cash book of a business can be prepared in the following formats. In the following formats. And that A, single column cash book. A single column cash book. And that it includes only cash receipts and payments. It includes only cash receipts and payments, as only one amount column is prepared on both the sides. One amount column is prepared on both the sides. Next point. Double column cash book. Double column cash book. Two amount columns are prepared on each side. Two amount columns are prepared on each side of the cash book. On each side of the cash book, comma, which includes cash receipts and discount allowed on the debit side, which includes cash receipts and discounts allowed on the debit side, and cash payments and discount received on the credit side. Cash payments and discount received on the credit side. Next line, write down within that. A cash book with bank column may also be termed as a double column cash book. A double column cash book. Is it right? Next one, write down. Triple or multiple column cash book. Triple or multiple column cash book. Triple or multiple column cash book. Under that, to record all the cash, bank and discount transactions in exam. If it is required to prepare cash column or We have to prepare bank column or discount column. Bank column, because they will be giving you the bank related transactions in that case. To record the cash and bank transactions along with discounts, we prepare the triple or multiple column cash book. We prepare the triple or multiple column cash book. The debit side will include cash receipts, deposits in bank, and discounts allowed. Cash receipts, deposits in bank, and discounts allowed. Whereas the credit side includes cash payments, bank withdrawals, and discounts received. Right? The next one, what are the advantages of 3-column cash book? Under that, first point, a 3-column or multiple column cash book includes the cash column, bank column, and discount column within that. The cash column, bank column, and discount column within that. Next point. All the transactions related to cash and bank are recorded within the cash book itself. And therefore there is no need to prepare a separate cash or bank account. Next point. The cash and bank balances can be identified easily from within the cash book itself. Next point. The contra transactions can conveniently be recorded can conveniently be recorded into a triple or multiple column cache book. A triple or multiple column cache book. And the last point, once a transaction is recorded in the cache book, once a transaction is recorded in the cache book, only one posting effect is required. Only one posting effect is required to the ledger. Only one posting effect is required to the ledger, unlike the other subsidiary books. Unlike the other subsidiary books. All right. So this brings us to the end of all the theory questions related to chapter 2, unit 1 to unit 5. How many pages filled? 10, 12, 5, matlab 10 pages. 10 to 12 pages only is the theory of your chapter number 2. लगभग हमने 56 मिनट में ये सारे लिखे हैं. मतलब ये that you people have the capacity to write at least 15 pages an hour, which means you can practice the theory on your own also. जैसा कि मैंने पिछले वाले सेशन में आपको कहा था, टेक्निकल लैंग्वेज पे हमको हैंड होल्ड अगर करना है तो वन ऑफ द फाइनेस्ट एंड सिंपलेस्ट सॉल्यूशन टू दैट इज व्हाट? डू द राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस फ्रॉम द ICAI मॉड्यूल, कॉपी पेस्ट, कोई दिक्कत वाली बात नहीं. जब तक लैंग्वेज पे कमांड ना आ जाए बिल्कुल करते रहिए. आज यहीं पे रुकता हूं. हमारा अगला वाला सेशन होगा नेक्स्ट वीक ट्यूसडे के दिन. 2 दिन का ब्रेक आएगा और उसके बाद वी विल बी स्टार्टिंग विथ रेक्टिफिकेशन ऑफ एरर्स. तो आज के लिए इतना ही. फिर मिलेंगे अगले सेशन में. थैंक यू वेरी मच. बाय बाय.